What's your bigger income stream, real estate or online businesses? What's your metaverse land purchase game plan? Is it to buy and hold or flip? Should I sell off my stock market portfolio and invest that money into real estate? What's up, guys? If you're new to my channel, my name's Ryan Pineda. I'm a real estate investor and entrepreneur here in Las Vegas. I've flipped hundreds of homes, I've bought hundreds of rentals, and I own multiple businesses doing millions a year in profit. If you want a free consultation from those businesses, head on over to ryanpineda.com. Now, you've caught me on a series called Ask Ryan, where I answer your questions directly from Instagram, so let's jump into it. Do you recommend paying off your house? For me, I don't think I own any real estate that is paid off. I mean, honestly, interest rates are so low that there's not really a reason to do it. When you think about it, if you can get an interest rate at 3% or even 4%, for you to pay off that loan, you would have to be telling yourself that I can't get a better return than 3 to 4% on my money if I had it in cash. And obviously, for most people, especially if you're watching this channel, you can beat a 3 or 4% return. So for us, we always get loans on our properties, mainly because opportunity cost. I just know by having this cash, I'm gonna be able to use it to go buy more properties, to invest into my business, to invest into other things that I'm looking at doing. So really, it's just all about opportunity cost and having the cash available to take advantage of those things. Is your metaverse land purchase game plan a buy and hold or a flip? So I've been getting a ton of questions on the metaverse from Instagram. And the reason is I don't talk about it too much on YouTube, but on Instagram stories, I'm constantly posting about all these different things I'm looking into for the metaverse space, specifically as it relates to real estate. And for me, the reason I'm so excited about it is I can relate to it. I've already got the skill set to understand how that is going to work. And I actually was running around in different metaverses with my avatar and my character, and just seeing how it worked. And the moment I did that, I realized that this is coming way quicker than we think, and I want to be ahead of it. I want to get this undervalued real estate in the metaverse and take advantage now while I think it's undervalued. So really what my plan comes down to is executing everything I've done in the real world and translating that to the metaverse. So what do I do in the real world? Well, I buy real estate and I do either flips or I keep them as rentals. I think on the metaverse, I can do the same thing. If I can go identify undervalued pieces of land, I just go and buy them and I figure out what I want to do. If somebody makes me a crazy offer, I go flip it, make money. If somebody, if I feel like that land is something I want to hold long term because it's going to be this really valuable piece, then I keep it as a rental. And here's the thing with the metaverse land. You can pretty much develop it however you want. When I buy a piece of land in, say, Decentraland or the Sandbox, I've got the option. I can say, hey, with this land, maybe I'm gonna go build Ryan Tower on it. And at Ryan Tower, it's got all these games and different things that attract people, but it's also an advertisement for me. Maybe in the tower I say, hey, go to ryanpineda.com and check out my businesses and how we can help you, right? It's an advertisement. Maybe I make it based on one of my businesses as a whole. Maybe it's for Future Flipper and it's about house flipping, and maybe we build the house in the building in a way that represents house flipping. But either way, I can use that land to advertise my own businesses and draw traffic there. The other side of it is maybe I just rent out the land to somebody else. Maybe I'm in this gamer district where my businesses necessarily aren't relevant to them, but maybe Nintendo wants to lease the land from me because they want to put an advertisement there or a building or whatever, right? Well, I can just do a lease to them and let them do that on my land, just like we do in commercial real estate. So my point with the metaverse is I've realized it's very similar to commercial real estate. It's really just about how much traffic is in that metaverse, how many people will see my land, how many people will interact with it. No different than commercial real estate when they talk about how many people drive by it, what part of town is it in, is it near all these other amenities? They're like pretty much the same thing. So I'm taking the same principles I apply out here in the real world and I'm trying to buy them in the metaverse and use them the right way. And really, it's the same thing too with how we get great deals. You're just hunting for these deals. You're trying to go directly to the owners of that land, trying to make them offers, and then see if they'll accept it. So I like this version of crypto far more than I like just investing in coins like Bitcoin or Ethereum, because with Bitcoin and Ethereum, I can't really control it. It just, if it goes up, it goes up. If it goes down, it goes down. But other than that, I'm kind of screwed. With this other stuff, I can actually make offers, get them undervalued, just like I do real estate, and I can use them just like I do real estate. So even if the value goes down, at least I have this thing that is usable and still providing income some way. So I'm super excited about the metaverse, and I think I'm gonna be doing a lot more in 2022 as it relates to NFTs. What was your schedule like when you first started your flipping business? So when I started flipping houses, I was still playing baseball. So half the year I was gone playing the game and, trying to focus on that. But the other half, when I was actually in town working on my business, I was still flipping couches also. That was my main way of making income before flipping really took off for me. So the majority of my day I would spend picking up and delivering couches and, searching for deals on couches. And once that was done, I would then focus my attention to trying to build this house flipping company, trying to learn, trying to, listen to content, trying to make offers. And then when I was lucky enough to get a deal, managing those projects and trying to get them sold. But to be quite honest, when I was building that company, I wasn't really working crazy hours. I would spend maybe 4 hours a day flipping couches. Probably spend about 2 to 3 hours a day on my real estate business. And that was pretty much my work day. There wasn't like this period of time in my life where, I was working 12 hours a day. I always thought to myself, how do I work smarter, not harder? And it makes you think different when you work that way because you're not as fortunate enough to be able to just say, well, I'm gonna work 12 hours and it is what it is. Like, I figured out that for me to be successful in real estate with a shortened time span, I need to figure out what is the best use of my time. And the best use of my time was to search for MLS deals and go to real estate events and try to network with wholesalers. I never did direct to seller marketing, which would have taken way more time. When you're cold calling sellers and you're doing advertising, that can take up your whole entire day. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to just focus on networking and making offers on the MLS to people who were already trying to sell their home. So I don't think my schedule was as crazy as people would think. What are your recommended books about real estate? So this is my recommended book about real estate, Flip Your Future. I wrote this book, as you can see. So I think this is the best book if you want to start flipping houses. If you're looking at rental properties and other stuff, I think that Bigger Pockets has a ton of great books. My friend Brandon Turner has written many of them. He recently wrote one with Brian Murray about multifamily investing. So if that's what you want to get into, those are great books. Brian Murray's also written one by himself as well that I really enjoyed. So it really depends, If you want to do flipping, Flip Your Future is the best. If you want to do rental properties, Brandon has some great ones. If you want to do multifamily, I like Brian Murray. Brandon just co-authored one with him, so definitely check those out. Which brings me to this question, residential or commercial investing? So really, it depends on you. My belief is that most people are gonna start off in residential. That's why I don't talk a ton about commercial on this channel, even though we're now transitioning to that phase with, doing apartments and other things. But I think most people are gonna start residential mainly because it's less daunting. I mean, it's very easy to go buy a house, owner occupied, put 3.5% down with an FHA loan and get into your first house. I think that is the least barrier to entry. Anyone can do it. You can house hack that home. There's a whole bunch of stuff. That's how I bought my first property, and it's how most people do. So if you're just starting, I would focus on residential, but big money is in commercial. But I will say that it is much harder to break through. There is less content out there about it. And obviously the deals are bigger, so you're gonna have to raise more money. And as somebody who's now raising money to do big deals with my company, Pineda Capital, I can tell you it's much easier for me now having a track record in single family than jumping to the commercial side and saying, hey, we're doing this now. I've got a track record. Can you, invest with me on these deals so we can do these big $20 million deals? It's easier now. Could I have did that back in 2015 when I was just getting started? Probably not. I don't think anybody would have been giving me the money to go buy those properties, but to each their own. If you want to start commercial, that's fine, but I think it's a harder path. Should I sell off my stock portfolio and invest that money into real estate? I'm not a big stock guy. I sold my entire stock portfolio to invest into one of my apartment deals. I just believe in my skills as a real estate investor. I am not very good at stocks. I don't study them. I don't care to know them. I just know I can do real estate really well, and I know I'm good at getting deals. Stocks to me are just kind of like crypto coins. Like, I can't really dictate what happens to them. And yeah, I could buy them under value if they dip and, I'm confident in what they're doing, but I don't know. I like investing in things that I have more complete control in, where I can negotiate with somebody and negotiate a better deal. Just can't really do that with stocks. So for me, I would say yeah, but for you, I don't know. If you're a stock expert and you're trying to get into real estate, I might say, well, probably not. If you don't really like stocks and you don't want to be in them anymore, then I'd say go all into real estate. Like this whole thing of we need to diversify, I don't necessarily believe that. The most successful people in the world don't diversify. They may now after they achieve success, but in order to achieve success and ultra high net worths and building big things, they did not diversify. They went all in on whatever it is they did, and that made them a lot of money. And eventually, maybe, yeah, they started branching out into other things, but you're gonna have to go all in at something at some point in order to become really wealthy. If you just, want to diversify from the beginning, well, you're just going to get average returns the whole time. So go all in on something is my biggest advice. How is it that the hedge funds are overpaying by so much? This is a great question. I actually did a video detailing what the hedge funds are doing. I will link to it down below. But long story short, I've been selling to hedge funds for a while now, and they pay top dollar for houses, but here is the big secret. I used to be naive and say, man, these guys are paying so much, they're gonna lose so much money. And it was just because I didn't understand what they were doing. I didn't understand that for them, it made sense. They're not trying to flip the house. They don't need a discount today. They're looking out 5 to 10 years from now. And guess what? Literally, any property you buy today will probably be a really good deal 5 to 10 years from now. When you're the hedge funds, you're gonna rent it out, you're gonna make cash flow, you're gonna get all these tax benefits, and you have to put the money to work. These hedge funds have so much money that they lose if they don't use it. So for them, buying a deal at market value or even above market value will make more sense because they know they can hold on to this for the long haul and they're gonna make a ton of money long term. And I learned this lesson by watching what's happened in my own real estate career. I got started in 2010. It's now 2021. It's been 11 years. And I remember seeing the hedge funds come into the auctions back in 2011, 2012, 2013. And flippers like myself thought they were so dumb. We were like, these guys are idiots. They're going to go bankrupt. Guess what? They kept those properties. They weren't flipping. And they sold them 7 years later, and the prices, doubled, tripled on some of these things. So they were much smarter than me, the small flipper, which, in the end, you should probably assume. These guys who manage billions of dollars are probably smarter than you and I. So I would just not really question why they do what they do. Just understand they have a game plan that is totally different than the small guys, and it's probably gonna work for them really well. How do I start investing in real estate without using my own money? I have a solid job making $90,000. So first off, congrats on making $90,000. That is a solid job. As far as investing with none of your own money, it's pretty simple. You need to start talking to other people with money. And guess what? There's more money in the world than ever. I don't know if you heard, but the US has printed trillions of dollars. Things are going up like crazy and people are looking for places to put their cash because right now inflation is very real. So finding money is not that hard. You just need to put it out there that, hey, I've got an opportunity. I'm getting into real estate. We're gonna do XYZ, whether it's flip, whether it's buy rentals, whatever. Put it out to your friends, your family, people you know, and say, who wants to invest with me? I can guarantee you, if you have a solid opportunity, there are gonna be people that step up. Everybody knows somebody with money. And you may not even know these people personally. With social media, it is very easy to connect with other people. For instance, I do deals with my students all the time because they know I have money and they know that I am looking to buy and deploy that money. And investors know that they can give me money and I'll find good places to put it. So my point is, for you, there are many people you know that have money, and it may be somebody online that maybe you've never met in person, but you know they're looking for deals like me and like many others. And if you can bring them a deal, they'll fund it. So it's exactly what I do with my students. You need to do the same. What's your bigger income stream, real estate or online businesses? So this one's funny because there's a stigma about when gurus make more money selling education than they do in their actual, business that they sell in, then, they're a fraud or they're a bad person or whatever. And I think that notion is so stupid. I make way more money with my online businesses than I do in my house flipping business. In fact, I make more money house flipping than 99% of house flippers. We've done it for years at a high level that is, some of the top in the nation. The fact that I make more with my online business does not, discredit what I'm doing over here. The simple fact is that online businesses are so much more easy to scale than a house flipping business. Think about it. Right now I've got about 55 active house flips. Takes me over $20 million I gotta raise. Gotta get a huge sales team, we got a marketing budget, got all the overhead that we have in our office, gotta get all the contractors to fix them. It is a lot of work, but guess what? Running my education company, Future Flipper, is way easier and way less risk. We get students from all over the country. I don't have to go get all these big loans to get them. We have people in-house who are able to manage it right here from my office. There's nothing to do like in the field construction-wise. It's just way easier to scale. So as somebody who's in business, which one would be better for me to focus on trying to grow? The one that's easier to grow and has a bigger market, or the one that is more risky and harder to grow? You do the math. It's not a difficult decision. And at the end of the day, there is nothing noble about doing more in your real estate business than some other business. Like, why do you even flip houses? It's not really too much noble about it. You're doing house flipping to make money, okay? So if you choose to make money in a different area that is easier to do, and in fact, helps more people out. I help way more people out at Future Flipper than I do at Home Run Off or flipping houses. Like, it's not even close. The amount of lives we've been able to impact by training students how to do it, helping them quit their jobs, helping them help their communities by, increasing the economy, it's not even close. So my point is, they both are ways to make money. What you need to do in any business is pick the best opportunity for you that makes you the most amount of money. What any smart business person would do would pick the best opportunity. And just so happens with my social media platform, my ability to train and teach people, education is a way bigger opportunity, and it's more fun from my perspective. But anyways, that's all I got for you today on Ask Ryan. Hope you enjoyed the questions. Make sure you go follow me on Instagram if you want to get yours answered next time, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.